Moving on now, people in Bahrain have held yet another mass rally against the ruling Al Khalifa regime. The protest, called Democracy is Our Demand, was held in the village of Karana near the capital Manama. People of different ages and from all walks of life took part in the rally. They condemned the human rights violations by regime forces. The demonstrators also demanded the government hand over the body of a recently killed protester. Similar rallies were held in several towns and villages across the country. Bahrain has had a 2-year popular uprising that has left scores of people dead and thousands of others arrested. Let's go to West Virginia now and talk to Professor Colin Cavell, former lecturer at the University of Bahrain. Welcome to the program, sir. Professor, first of all, where do you see the Bahrain Revolution heading 2 years in the making?
Hassan, the Bahrain Revolution is on the road to victory. As you see from your video, hundreds of thousands of Bahraini citizens, after 2.5 years, are still out in the streets in record numbers, going all the way from the village of Karana to Janusan. So the people's demand for democracy is strong, the people's demand for democracy is resolute, and the people's will cannot be broken. As you can see, the people are determined to get democracy, and they will get democracy. The 230-year-old dictatorial, monarchical tyrant, the Al Khalifa family, is no longer acceptable. It is an anachronism in the modern world, and the U.S. knows it cannot hold on to Bahrain or to any of the Gulf sheikhs anymore, because the people are tired of living without rights, without normal democratic rights like people experience in Iran and other democratic countries.
Indeed. I mean, you spoke about the fact that the revolution is on the road to victory, but what are the signs that make us interpret the fact that the revolution is going to lead to a success?
Well, number one, within Bahrain, you have the resolute will of 3/4 of the population who are protesting on a regular basis. Number two, you have a change in U.S. policy. The second-term administration, Barack Obama, he has almost solidified his new team. He's got Chuck Hagel, ex-Secretary of Defense. He's got John Kerry as Department of State Secretary, and probably soon he'll have John Brennan as head of the CIA. What Barack Obama did in the first term was have some transitions in North Africa, and what he's looking forward to is transitions in the Persian Gulf area. Now, this is not to give up U.S. hegemony or to stop U.S. imperialism, as your previous report on Syria has indicated. However, what it is to mark is that the demands for democracy in Bahrain, you cannot thwart the will of the majority of the population, and every U.S. senator and representative knows that that's what we're doing right now, and it's completely contradictory to our stated principles, our stated goals. And so Barack knows that he has to make some changes. Now, whether that will be a full-scale democratic representation or whether it be a constitutional monarchy remains to be seen. But one thing I think you can count on is that there will be some political changes in Bahrain within the next year or two. And
so will we be able to see a decrease in the suppression by Saudi forces in Bahrain?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because what it means is that the change cannot happen in Bahrain alone. It will have to happen in all of the Gulf kingdoms. And of course, if you have democratic change in Bahrain, then the House of Saud in Saudi Arabia will follow quickly after, because they cannot sustain a dictatorial monarchy when one part of the Arabian Peninsula lives in democracy. The demands of the population will be too strong to follow Bahrain and to have a similar democratic change. So it will be a major shift, a tectonic shift in how the U.S. deals with that area of the world.
Indeed.
But it is coming.
All right. I'm sorry I have to leave it there. Many thanks to Professor Colin Cavell, former lecturer at the University of Bahrain. Thanks for your time there, sir.